The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
The following program contains opinions expressed by the Dead Zone. If you find this broadcast offensive, lighten up, candy ass.
What?
Oh my gosh.
It's a radio show.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Initialize sequence now.
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. Going good. 5, roger, copy. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide. Welcome to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Sunday, May 10th. Thank you guys for joining us again. Hope you guys are doing okay during this lockdown. We're almost out of it. We're getting there. Well, we'll see. Tonight, we got a friend of the show, Claudio Bergamin. I got it right, I think. Claudio Bergamin. We met him first at Horror Hound in Indianapolis. We were with him, Bob Gilman, and Travis Walton of Fire in the Sky. So anyway, we're going to be talking to him a little bit later on here. But first...
Now.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Hey, this is Michelle. Join me Sundays at 8 o'clock Eastern for paranormal news and events.
Paranormal news.
Surprise! It's me. Michelle's actually quarantining herself. Good job. The segment that was going to air on this program was actually corrupt when it was sent, and we apologize for that, but it's okay. Once we get all through this, and even maybe next week, we'll have a different segment for you to listen to. But the thing is, as far as the paranormal events go, I mean, everything has pretty much been canceled. I mean, there's canceled or put on hold, let's put it that way. And I really hate that because we're missing out on a lot of things. I mean, there's places that we were scheduled to be at that we can't, as the rest of you are, right? Anyway, again, surprise, I'm sorry. Check in next week. Check in next week. I'm sure Michelle will have something for us to check out. Seeing as how we have a little bit of time, one from friends of ours, Victrola. This one's Gunboat. You might remember this from the end credits of Darkness Falls. Very cool. Check it out.
Cross like a river between you and I. Now I am wondering why I can't remember your name. I can't remember the way. I've been holding out.
Millions of people are affected by the Para-X bug. I realize that it is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life and long into the afterlife as well.
If you have the Para-X bug, there is hope.
With a nightly visit to the Para-X website and intensive past life regression therapy, I can control it.
Even with the Para-X bug, I can still lead an active life of radio show hosting, paranormal investigating, evidence checking, attending conferences, book writing, keeping up with the latest technology, and still keep my 40-hour-a-week day job.
If you think that you have the Para-X bug or know someone who might, visit para-x.com and remember, you are not alone.
I am not alone.
I
am not alone.
The Para-X bug may cause the urge to chase shadow people, visit exotic haunted locations, adopt a pugwudgie, or spend all of your time trying to figure out the laws and principles of paranormal investigation. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects.
Sudden visions of full-body apparitions, or feeling the covers being pulled off you in the middle of the night by unseen hands, may also be signs of exposure to the Para-X bug.
The use of Para-X may be habit-forming, and an overwhelming desire to provoke spirits may be a serious side effect. If these symptoms last more than 4 hours, you should quickly consult a trusted witch and have her cast a "what the hell are you thinking" spell on you. If symptoms persist, please contact the Para-X Radio Network Homeland Security Team for further instructions.
The Para-X bug may cause urges for late-night speaking with spirits and ghosts. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects. Overwhelming desire to try provoking a spirit may be a serious side effect. Those with Para-X bug effects lasting more than 4 hours should consult Para-X or see a professional. Sudden outbursts at the mention of orbs may be a sign of exposure to the Para-X bug. Use of Para-X may be habit-forming. Use caution when engaging in Para-X chat.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
Are you ready? I'm saying, are you ready?
If all radio stations in town were palm trees, we'd be the one with the biggest coconuts.
Now, here are the one, the only Dead Zone.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you guys for coming back and joining us. We've got Claudio Bergamin, a great guy, a great friend of the show, and a fantastic artist, man. We saw this guy back in Horror Hound in Indianapolis with, like I said, with Travis and Bob Gilman. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing real good, man. It's good to hear you again.
Yeah, it's been a while. November, right?
It has been a while, yeah. I mean, good gosh, it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been up to?
Well, the world has changed radically since
Yeah, absolutely it has, yeah. I mean, my gosh.
It's a different world. It's like, oh, wow. I mean, it's like, suddenly it's going to be before, trust me, this is going to be before and after the pandemic. It's sort of like, a crucial event. It's going to be huge, man.
Yeah.
And the ramifications, either economically, sociologically, psychologically, politically, all of this, we're going to see the ramifications 10, 15 years from now.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I agree. 100%, yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing a lot of things. I'm trying to cope with it, and just also I got inspired by it. I did some artwork related to the pandemic, and working for different bands.
Yeah.
Business as usual.
Business as usual. Yeah. Well, you got to keep going, right? You have to keep going.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you did the Judas Priest album. That was so badass. That was wicked, man.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that was a big job.
Yeah.
It's been a few years now. 3 years since.
3 years. Yeah.
But yeah, since I did it, so we should be getting close to maybe start working again on the next album. So.
Oh, that will be cool. That would be very cool.
We've been throwing out ideas, nothing concrete yet, and no deal. It's just me and Richie, we're friends, so we've been talking about it, but nothing official. Just brainstorming,
right?
For fun over what's happened.
Yeah, well, right now, I mean, like everything's kind of up in the air at the moment. I mean, like you,
everything is up in the air.
Yeah.
especially live events. I mean, I don't think there'll be live events until next year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now we see finally big conglomerates pulling out of cruises and big festivals. And,
yeah.
But it's just high-profile acts like Bon Jovi, canceling the whole summer tour.
Yeah.
And then you have these big companies like Live Nation, which if everybody that already purchased tickets start asking for a refund, the company could go bankruptcy because they don't have that amount of cash.
Right. Yeah.
It's a huge. It's all of this that is happening is huge.
Right. I mean, the events that we were scheduled to go to are all canceled now. I mean, at least we're still good for the following year. I mean, that's fine. That's good with us. That's fine with me. But my gosh, man, I mean, even during the show, I mean, we get a lot of people on the show just from going to these events and talking to them and booking them on the show. And,
right.
And they're gone. I mean, we're kind of get our hands tied at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I know. There's a lot of people that, the events for musicians, tours, and for, authors and all kinds of, abductees or whatever it is that you're carrying in these conventions.
Yeah.
It's their bread and butter.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely it is. Yeah.
Ultimately, I have two sides of what I do, which is one is the commissions. I do commission art.
Yeah.
And that hasn't slowed down.
Yeah.
And then I have the online store, which basically, pays the bills.
Right. Yeah. I have to say, I absolutely love that last one you posted. The chick on the floor listening to her Kiss albums and stuff. Man. That was, I love that so much. That is so cool.
The one with the peanut, the one with the girl and the record.
Yes.
That one?
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Was that a new one or something that you just?
No, it's interesting what happened with that. I did that quite a few years back. I did that in 2014.
I was wondering. Yeah, that's why I asked. Yeah.
And I was still living in Chile in 2014.
Uh-huh.
And this was a band, a heavy metal band that I used to play bass, and I was also doing the artwork. I'm not playing in the band anymore.
Yeah, I love that bass, by the way. That's awesome. The bass you posted, I love that.
The Punisher.
Yeah, the Punisher. That's awesome. That looked really cool.
Technically, it's not mine. It's my wife's bass.
Okay.
I can bore for a few hours.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
So anyway, when I'm still playing in this band, which is, dude, it's not a high-profile band. It's something me and a couple of friends put together, and yeah, it's just for fun, right?
Yeah.
And we did this cover song from Kiss.
Yeah.
That song, I Had Enough, Into the Fire, the first song of the Analyze record.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we did our own version of that song, and we didn't even get a physical release. It was just something fun to put out on YouTube, on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a promotional tool. We were just throwing around music, and we did it. And so I said, we need a really cool vintage album cover for this.
Mm-hmm. And you nailed it.
On social media. So we said, well, we should do that is interesting enough for everybody to see, not just Kiss fans, right?
Right.
So and we decided to do this kind of peanut in the kind of 60s style advertising,
right?
But in the 80s,
right? And you nailed it, dude. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it came out really well.
Very cool.
And by the way,
yes,
all those posters you see in the back, those are my posters.
Those ones you did too. Very cool.
Yeah, I have from when I was a teenager. Those posters were on my wall when I was a teenager.
Right.
And I took them out of I have a dusty folder in the storage unit. So I pulled it out and just selected a few posters. But, they were all folded and
Yeah.
Old.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. My room when I was growing up, if you remember the full size, I mean, huge Kiss posters that I used to have back in the day. I used to have those just all over my wall. And now that it's Mother's Day, I'm going to go ahead and say, thanks, Mom. I came home from school one day, and she ripped them all down. They were all gone. They were just, yeah. Yeah, she got on that Knights in the Satan service kick there for a while, and what can you do, right?
Right. Well, fortunately, I got into all of that a bit later, because I was like 10 in the mid 80s, right?
Right. You were 10 in the mid 80s. Oh, that's cute. I'm kidding you. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I got into heavy metal like towards the end of the 80s, like 88, 89. Mm-hmm. So by then there was a lot of hair bands, and so that wasn't too threatening to my mom. Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
And Row. So I did have some kids, but my mom didn't care. I mean, she saw it as what it is, just silly Halloween stunts.
Right. Yeah. yeah. Very cool though. My entire wall was just covered with, well, it was either Kiss or Christy, what's her name? Brinkley or something like that, and Farrah Fawcett and all that kind of thing back in the day. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good. But I do love that, man. That artwork is just, it's awesome. I'd like to have a copy of it sometime. I'm gonna order one from you.
I'll send you one. You know what? Well, and if I didn't finish the story. Well, we did this album cover.
Yeah.
We threw it out, like we put it out, like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was there for a long time, but I didn't do anything with it. And finally, I decided, you know what? I'm going to put it in my online store.
Yeah.
So I shared it again.
Yeah.
Without the logo of the band and without the title.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Now I remember. I saw that. Yeah, I did catch that on your. Yeah.
I just shared it, but just not saying this is new, but saying, look, this is something cool that I had in my archive. And here it is if anybody wants it. And this thing just went viral. And then after, I started getting a lot of sales on my online store, Slash shared it.
Yeah, there you go.
On his Instagram and on his Facebook page, and boom, I got like 50 orders, but not just one image.
That is awesome. I mean, it is. It's actually on. If you guys are going to check what I'm talking about, go to his website. It's the one on the ad that's on Facebook right now. You can see her sitting on the floor in front of her turntable, and it's just phenomenal. It's great. Really like. What does your wife think about you doing all this kind of thing? Anyway, by the way, I think her name is Larissa. Is it okay? Yeah.
What she thinks?
Yeah.
Oh, she loves it. She's always suggesting ideas, and I always include her in the creative processes. And I've got some really good feedback from her. She has a unique perspective, and sometimes I just change completely some concepts because of her suggestions.
So you would say you would say she's your muse, I assume, right?
Yes,
yeah.
I've been my muse, but most of the time it's mostly when my conscience, like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other.
Right.
It's both.
She's both. Okay. Yeah. Very good.
So and also due to the humble success of that image, we're planning to do another pinup picture. She's going to model for it. I'm not going to tell you a bit about. It's not metal, but we're going to do another one similar to that, but not exactly the same.
Okay. Wait a minute. You said she's going to model for you. Was that her? Did she model for you for that one?
No, I didn't even know my wife back then. This wasn't. I did that in Chile in 2014. I met my wife the next year, 2015.
Okay, yeah, okay, well, cool.
That was a random model I used, but
yeah,
there's nothing left of the original picture. I just used it as a reference that the girl is mostly illustrated.
Right, yeah. It is awesome. That's really cool. Man. I want you guys to go check that out. You saw it on the ad. Go to his Facebook page. You've got You've actually got a couple, BergmanArt.com and ClaudioBergman.com, right?
Yeah, the website is ClaudioBergamin.com.
Yes.
And the online store is BergaminArt.com.
Yeah, you guys are going to love this, plus everything else he does. I mean, you don't only do rock and roll fantasy stuff, you also do cryptid stuff, too, like with with the two guys we just talked about earlier here, Bob Gillum and Travis Walton, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's a big part. It's a big part of what I do. It started as a kind of personal expression, personal, interest.
Right.
And now it has escalated. It's built up to actually working with, the researchers doing their book covers and not only researchers but also experiencees like Travis Walton and Bob Ling to trying to honor their experiences and doing a kind of a accurate rendition of what they saw, what they experienced,
right?
Which you don't see as often as you think. If you see a lot of these documentaries on the History Channel and the Discovery Channel, they're not most of the time they're not accurate.
Right.
And then if you get interested, if you see a case in any given TV show like Hangar One or UFO Files,
yeah.
If you see one of the cases they present and you get interested in the case, then you go research it on the internet, like I did so many times. And so I first became aware of a lot of cases by watching a lot of those shows 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
But then when I would go on the internet to research on these cases, I realized, wow, they didn't get anything right.
Right. That's called, yeah. We have a lot of issues with that kind of thing. With the Ames boys and my thing that's going to be coming up here soon, hopefully. It's all about ratings. They'll make it up, and you have to sign a waiver, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I know. So I either like they present a UFO story and then you realize the shape of the ship is totally different, or then something like Pirates and Gimlin film, they don't even get the age of the guys to play them right. And
yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. But that's what they do. Yeah.
So when I put on this kind of creative endeavor, I decided that I wanted to be accurate,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted the characters to actually look like the original people.
Yeah.
That I even, for instance, when I did the Pirates and Gimlin film, I spent a lot of time looking at pictures and frames of the Pirates and Gimlin film to see the color of the vegetation,
right?
And to figure out what kind of trees were down in Bluff Creek. You know what I mean? So
mm-hmm.
I wanted to be accurate, to be as accurate as an illustration can be. Yeah, that was my commitment to it. To make it look right.
Now, what are your real original feelings on the Patterson film? Do you think that was legit, or do you think, like everybody tries to say, all these theorists try to say, that was something that was made up and they did it just for the money? Yeah.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't have spent so much time on.
Absolutely. I know where you're going with it. Yeah.
On the case that I don't believe in. Well, that's first and foremost, right?
Right.
Secondly, the fact that so many people have tackled, so many researchers, experts,
yes,
have tackled on the Pirates and Gimlin film, and no one has been able to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that it's fake.
Yes.
To me, that is enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
To me, that is enough. There's a lot of people that have had like very categorical what's the word? Statements saying, this is a fake. This is the ultimate proof of it. This guy said he wore the suit. Okay, so where's the suit?
All right.
I mean, it's you can say you wore a suit, but if you don't have it, that's not proof.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Even back then, did they really actually have the technology to make a suit that accurate?
Well, that's what you hear from most of the experts.
Yeah.
When first they have the notion that this must be fake. That's their attitude towards it before even looking at it.
Right.
But then when you start looking at it, they say, "Oh, wait a minute, how do they do that?"
Right.
They start looking at really up close.
Right.
And seeing how the calf muscle shakes on the sunlight.
Right.
You know,
I mean, yeah, that long ago. I mean, without the technology we have today, I mean, come on, pretty good, man.
I know. I mean, the state of the art back then in 1969 was 1968. Well, no, 1957. Sorry.
57, yeah.
1957 was what? Planet of the Apes.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that was obviously fake.
Right, even Planet of the Apes, you could tell, I can see where the zip of the suit is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is like, it looks like, if it is a suit, it looks like modern technology, like spandex and those
the pendulous boobs got it, too. I mean, come on, yeah.
It looks like the type of special effects they used in modern movies, not in movies back in the 60s.
Right. Right, and shot on what was it, a 8mm camera? I think was it?
I think it was a 60mm.
Okay, yeah. I mean, come on.
So anyway, so yeah. To answer your question, when I try to pick the cases that hasn't been disproven,
right?
All of them has been questioned, but none of them proven to be a whole.
Right.
I try to focus on those cases.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I mean. Us, we're Rural Indiana Paranormal, and we do the show here, and I don't get any leads anymore, very often anyway, from Tri-County Bigfoot. I would go out and check those out too here in Indiana and Ohio, but I kind of lean towards, I kind of think that's real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that either don't want to go on camera or they just, the amount of reports of cryptids, especially Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There's so many witnesses, people that don't want to appear in documentaries, don't want to go on camera, that you have, there is something there. It's way more, the amount of reports.
Yeah.
It's just too much to be dismissed.
Right.
It is a real phenomenon. And I use the word phenomenon because it defies the circumstances of just a elusive animal. There's something else about it that I can't put my finger on,
Yeah.
This is not a new species of chimp that somebody discovered in the middle of the Congo.
Right.
This is something else because it has managed to stay elusive for a long time. And also there's a lot of incidents that qualifies as anomalies, incidents that haven't repeated ever again, just once,
right?
With a lot of witnesses, and that raised an eyebrow. What is that? There's something else to it. I don't want to jump into any conclusions, but to me, the whole Bigfoot, Sasquatch deal, it has an element that yet hasn't been figured out by anybody.
Right.
I don't know if you agree.
I agree, and I also think, and I'm going to ask you your opinion on this, I think there are more than one species of that cryptid.
That's for sure. I mean, the reports are so diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say they saw 8 features, with a flat nose and pronounced mouth,
right?
Pronounced eyebrows.
Yeah.
And some people said they have seen more Homo sapiens features.
More human features, yeah.
More human features.
And not even as large. They're more or less are, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, more or less are Neanderthal cousins.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? Like I said before, it's the sheer amount of cases that makes you think, what is this? There's something to it. There's too many people talking about it. You know what I mean? I always like to compare it with other myths, like the Loch Ness Monster.
Right.
Who has seen the Loch Ness Monster recently? Come on.
Right. Now, that's one I'm on the fence about as far as Nessie goes.
I don't think there's anything to it.
Yeah.
I think it's a myth. It's very unlikely a creature of that size would survive.
Right. And there's no way. That's closed off now. Back then maybe something came in there and but it's closed off now.
And also to to spot something, you need a population of creatures to breed and to hunt for their offsprings, and so then an animal of that size, it must be more than one. And if there is more than one, the possibility of seeing one.
Yeah, well, there has to be more than one in order to sustain their survival after all these years. There's got to be more than one. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you're dead on, and I agree with you 100%.
So, and that's why, you know what, I think I've thought about doing an illustration of nesting.
Yeah, not really.
Just the fact that it's in the realm of, almost mythology.
Of fantasy,
It would be fun to do. It's just a fantasy piece, you know, but I wouldn't base it in any specific case. It would just be, fantasy, speculative.
Right, absolutely. And, yeah, you're right. I agree. What do you think about the Mothman? Do you know that story, right?
That's a tricky one, huh?
Yeah. I'm not too sure about that either. I think there's a lot of
You know what? I don't know what to make of it. To be honest with you, it's very weird.
It's too vague. It's too vague, and there's a lot of speculation that's going on with that.
Lots of speculation, different accounts, and apparently it only happened once in West Virginia in the 60s, right? Although there's been some other reports here and there.
Well, and
mostly that came in that bridge in West Virginia, right?
Yeah, the Silver Bridge. Yeah, and West Virginia, there were a couple of sightings, and they conflicted with each other, which is why I think it's just an owl, And what they tied that into the Silver Bridge collapse. I don't know why that came about, but I mean it doesn't make any sense. But okay. It's a great story. It's a great legend.
Yeah, no, it's a good story. The movie is great. I love the movie.
The movie.
Yeah, I love the movie. The movie is great.
I took a drink and I'm choking. I'm sorry. I don't think the movie really tied into the story that much. I mean, it's vague. I mean, it's Hollywood and it's ratings. But if you watch the documentaries, you read the books, and you watch the movie, no, I don't think so. I could be wrong, and I am often, but
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
To me, that's a slippery one. I don't know what to make of it. But I did want to mention about the Mothman because. Lauren Coleman, the cryptozoologist. Well, he reissued his book.
Uh-huh.
I think it was in one of these old books of the 80s. It came out in the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
So he issued it with a new cover and asked me to do the cover. So I did that one.
Very cool.
But I based it mostly on Lauren's description of the Mothman. He asked me, look, it was like this and like that, and then all right, I didn't do research for that one. It just Lauren told me what Mothman should look like, so it's based on his kind of description.
Right. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you about, and this guy was, like, when I was growing up, my inspiration to do artwork, too. Frank Frazetta, what do you think about that guy and his interpretation of the Mothman?
Oh, yeah, there is a, I don't, you know what, I'm not sure what the painting is for. I think it's for a book or something, but it's sort of fantasy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
A couple, like John Carter or something like that, right?
Of course, it's Frazetta, it's a fantasy, of course, but I always thought that was really cool. And again,
it is cool. Actually, I have a calendar. It's funny that I have a Frazetta calendar in my office, and that's the image for me.
Right, I love that guy, man. I love his artwork or what he has done.
It gave the Mothman like a full butterfly wing.
Right, you're right. A lot of his stuff, that's what got me inspired to do artwork, what I do. And I mean, one of my very simple was the one, I can't remember the name of it, what he called it. It was just a mountain with a guy and a sword and a lightning strike. I can't remember that. I can't remember what he called it, though. Basically, it was Conan, the barbarian, I guess, whatever. But
I remember that, and it's a guy with a sword at the peak of a rock and he's like receiving a thunderbolt.
Yes.
The lightning strike.
That was awesome. I love it. That was my favorite one. It's very cool.
I'm trying to. I have a book, a Frazetta book here, and I'm sure it's there, but I think it's Conan. You're right, but let me see if I can find it really quickly. Okay, it's not on this book.
I mean, my gosh, though, I mean, that guy, when I saw that, I had to start painting. You know what I mean? I just had to because that was so awesome. I'm not near your class, never will be, but God, I love that so much. That was so cool, so powerful to me. And I think if I'm not sure, didn't he do Molly Hatchet albums too?
Yeah, I think those paintings already existed when Molly Hatchet just, I think,
they bought them.
Licensed them to use them as album covers, but those were book covers. I think they were paperback covers.
Yeah.
So they did for, I think it was Bantam Books. I don't remember exactly.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
So basically what happened was a lot of this pulp, book covers, a lot of these pulp stories that were published in science fiction subscription magazines back in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
All the stories were published in episodes and monthly issues, right? So May issue you get part one of Conan, King Conan story, right?
Right.
And then you get part two or part three.
Right.
But this was really kind of novellas of 15 pages, 20 pages, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I think Bantam Books decided in the 60s to compile all of this and make little books. Forgotten pulp stories, right?
Right.
And they commissioned new artists. The art of Frazetta and Boris Vallejo at that time was very, very edgy. It was something like nobody has seen art like that before.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly hadn't back then. I was like, oh my gosh.
The quality and the action of it was so dynamic.
Right.
So all of these old forgotten stories that nobody remembered were rehashed.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I've read a story. I don't remember where I read this, but people used to sneak to bookstores and rip off the covers of the paperbacks.
Very good. Yeah. You know what? Now that we're talking about that, it just hit me again. I remember, and I think I might still have a copy of the CD of another one of his pieces a band used, Nazareth.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't remember which one was it, but I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah, and that was awesome too, yeah.
Yeah, Molly Hatchet did that. In fact, one of the covers they released, it's a recurrent Frazetta character called the Death Dealer.
Yeah. Right.
And I think it did at least 2 or 3 paintings of that character.
Right. He did one. There was one that was a Viking, right? And then there's one that was a Viking. Flirting with a Disaster, I think, was the album. The first album was a Death Dealer, just the one on the horse, right?
And there's another Death Dealer that he's fighting a bunch of...
Yes, that was Beating the Odds.
Right, and then there's another one of the Death Dealer after the battle, with his axe with his feet sunken in a pool of blood, and with his axe over the dead body, I think.
Oh man, I can't remember that one. I'm going to have to look that up once we get off the phone here.
It's like after the battle. He's like posing with the cadavers.
Very cool. Man, bringing back all kinds of memories, man. Yeah.
So anyway, Frazetta was a huge influence in me while I was in art school.
I bet.
Because I wasn't exposed to Frazetta when I was a kid.
Right.
I discovered that sort of in my late teens.
Yeah.
And I was about going to art school. I was starting to get into more... I mean, I was in the transition between cartoons, Star Wars...
Yeah, love Star Wars. Yeah.
There was a transition when I was in my early teens, like between 15 and 20 years old, that I started discovering more sophisticated type of artists, like Frazetta, M.C. Escher, H.R. Giger, Simon Bisley, Dave McKean. So it was in my late teens when I started to discover all this kind of subculture of fantasy art. And I was all wired up with this when I got into art school. That's what I wanted to do. I was hooked. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So even though, and it's funny because at that time, that style of artwork, artistic style, fantasy art, realistic fantasy,
right?
It wasn't trendy at the time in the art.
No, it wasn't. No, I don't think it was either. I think, well, you know the movie Heavy Metal, right? When I saw that back in the day when I was a kid, I saw that on that album. You know, if you remember, do you remember that one, Heavy Metal?
Of course,
yeah. Man, I was like, I think that's what gave it the little kick in the butt it needed to start doing all that cool stuff again. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, sure. But listen, I went to art school in the 90s.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah.
15 years after the movie Heavy Metal.
Yeah.
Talking about the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
The 90s were all about grunge and Beavis and Butthead and you know and that kind of creepy Kafka humor, The Simpsons. So all of this kind of heroic fantasy art was forgotten.
Right. I know. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
This was not the trend of the 90s. So I was the oddball in our school.
Yeah.
Whereas all of the other, students were into, I don't know,
goofy shit.
Andy Warhol and Jeff Koons and
goofy
scatter
shit.
art and, just going to an art gallery and admiring an apple. They were into that kind of art.
Yeah, like I said, goofy shit. But
so I was pretty much going against the stream there. I was an outcast trying to explore that kind of art. But also there was a lot of kind of resentment and envy towards, because there was a faction in the art school that they were very much of the physical media, being good at drawing, painting, and sculpting, right? And there was another side of the art school that they were more conceptual, right? So they were that part of the art school were actually into the Apple.
Yeah, there's.
No, that's not for us.
Yeah.
You know what? I want just model body drawing and techniques of oil, and that was into all of that, nerdy part of art.
Right.
And like I said, we were kind of a group of misfits that were trying to explore that.
Right.
But what I didn't learn in art school, I finally learned it by myself on the professional field, because I jumped into working right after. Art school, like right after it, I just was desperate to apply to commercial art. That's what I wanted to do, commission art.
Right, that's very cool, and you're absolutely right. There's such a big gap between what people think is art and what people think.
That's an ongoing battle that no one is going to win.
No, they never will. No, because everyone has their own opinions and everyone has their own, what else too, right? I mean, that's the way it is.
It's just, dude. As long as you like it, if you want to have it hanging on your wall in your house, it's up to you. I mean, but don't tell me.
That's right.
That what you think and appreciate as a form of art is better than the one I like.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of that too.
Absolutely.
There was a lot of entitlement, and all what you like is comic books, it's cartoon, it's not art.
I disagree with that too. There are some comic books that are fantastic, man.
Yeah, but it's still a minority of us that think that's art.
Yeah.
The people that a lot of people have a very I don't even know what to put my finger on.
I don't know if I'm following you on what you're really saying right now, but I mean, there are people that can appreciate a piece of canvas on a wall that someone has taken a water balloon full of paint and threw at and think is great. And there are other people that look at stuff like we were just talking about, like Frazetta and other things that you and I enjoy and think it's awesome. Now, which one is art?
But the difference is that people that try to make a statement with that which would be the can, the soup can or the apple, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
They that kind of art always it relies on the explanation. I mean, the artist had to go to great lengths to justify conceptually why that is a piece of art, as opposed to the most traditional type of artistic.
Exactly. I don't think you should have to be told what you're looking at. I think it should get you immediately.
That's my point. My point is, if anybody can do something, excuse me, but anybody can do that. The whole difference is somebody's original idea that he has to go to great lengths to explain.
All right.
Didn't spend much time doing, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly, yes. I agree with you 100%, man. I think artwork should move you, should motivate you. When you look at it, it should grab you. Not.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I know to doubt that people that really appreciate that kind of art doesn't get moved by it. I'm not. I can't. I mean, I would.
Well, what I was meaning was, you don't need. I think a really good, an awesome piece of artwork, it shouldn't have to be explained. What am I looking at?
I agree completely. It doesn't. I mean, it should speak by itself. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, we're almost out of time. We're really running short. I did want to ask you about one more thing. I know it's been not really that long ago, but how did that cruise go with Kiss?
Oh, that was awesome. It was a lot of fun. We went to 2 cruises last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
How did man? I think the next one is going to get canceled, but we weren't going anyway. I mean, we didn't buy the tickets. I mean, you start buying tickets in January, and this is in October.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun. I mean, you can run into Gene Simmons at the elevator. I actually run into Doc McGee at the elevator.
Right.
And you're in an elevator with Doc McGee, and he should say something or just break the ice. It's a lot of fun. And I ran into Gene, into Paul, and they played 3 shows, an acoustic show and 2 shows in full makeup and pyro. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, I love that photo of you and your wife there with the guys there on the ship there. It's very cool.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Hopefully we'll get to go back to that life again, because cruises are out the window right now.
Right. I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, everyone's afraid to go. Well, of course, like everything else, everyone's afraid to do it. So it's really cheap. But damn.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to check a couple of things before we wrap up.
Okay.
We are going to release new images of the Travis Walton. Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's Travis is planning to redo his old book.
Okay.
He's going to add complementary information to the book.
Right.
And we're going to, update all the illustrations in the book. So that hopefully we're going to get that done and released next year.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Now, are you going to be on tour with him? Are you going to go with him again like you did in Horror Hound?
Yeah, after the new edition comes out, we're probably going to do a small tour promoting it.
That'd be very cool. That'd be very cool.
So you're probably going to see us in Alien Con and the Moonphone Symposium. I mean, we did like 3 or 4 last year, so that was a lot of fun. Travis is a lot of fun. He's a fun guy to be around.
Oh, he's a good guy. I liked him too.
He's a good guy.
But when I saw you, I swear to God, when I saw you, I'm going to say it on air. I don't care. When I saw this guy, I'm like, that guy is someone I really want to talk to. I really like this guy, and you turned out to be really cool. So we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you did interview him at the Horror Hound, right?
Yes. Got you at Horror Hound. Stopped you on the whole when we were leaving. I stopped you on the way. Yeah.
I'm always amazed of how patiently Travis tells the whole story.
Oh yeah, man, he's very cool. He's very cool. We were having audio issues there because like we always do. And it was great. He was a really nice guy. I mean, Bob was across from us, right? And Travis was right next to it, came to our booth and talked to us like you did. And he was a really great guy.
Oh, Travis is great.
Yeah.
Great. I love Travis.
And I hope to see you guys again. And, the one we were going to was in Fort Wayne. That was going to be in October this year, but they canceled it now. I just found out about that yesterday.
I think pretty much all of them.
Yeah, everything. Everything's shut down. But it's going on again next year, so maybe I hope you guys can get in on that one.
Do you guys go to AlienCon?
I'm sorry?
Do you guys go to AlienCon?
AlienCon, where's that at? No, we haven't been to that one yet. No.
Well, I'm not even sure if they're going to do it this year, but it's a huge one. They do that in Los Angeles, and Dallas, I think. It's put together by the History Channel. It's based around the ancient aliens, though.
Okay.
So they have Tsoukalos and from Daniken and Childress and Linda Moulton Howe. It's huge. It's a big one.
Well, let me know something more about that off the air later on or whatever, and we'll check that out. I don't think, man, I don't know. And what did you say? You say Austin or Texas, right?
Sorry?
You said Texas?
No, I think,
you said Los Angeles and Texas, right? I don't think.
I think it's Los Angeles, Dallas, and Pasadena.
In Pasadena, okay. I don't know, man. Maybe this year. I don't know.
It's a great convention. It's really well put together, huge. They always have like super big guests. Last year they had William Shatner.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, because of the what's going on right now, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but I don't think that the next one was supposed to be Los Angeles in June, and that's like next month. So I don't think so.
Right, but the one I was telling you about though was in Fort Wayne here in Indiana, and that was going to be in October of this month, and they closed it. I mean, huge one too. I mean, they had all the guy had Kane Hodder and the whole crew was going to show up, and now it's gone.
Yeah,
of course.
It's crazy. I hope this is just temporary, and it's not the new normal, as a lot of people like to call it.
Yeah, well, like you said, though, it's going to be a little bit before this eases up. I think, yeah. Going to be a little bit. I think you said that earlier, right? It's going to be a little bit before we get back to quasi-normal.
Probably not until next year.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay. Okay, Claudio, man, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for talking to me again. I wish everyone was here, but we can't be here because of the reasons that we've already talked about.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Man, I want to have you back again if that's cool with you.
Well, but next time let's do another one just about heavy metal.
Let's do it, yeah, man. All right, yeah, absolutely. You know what? We should. Okay. ClaudioBergamin.com. BergmanArt.com. Anything else you want to say?
No, thank you so much, and be safe, everyone.
All right, thank you, sir. We will talk to you again.
All right, bye-bye.
Good night.
If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends.
This is the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Thanks for listening.